For parents, please and please and please, what does, let's say, a 10-year-old child have wearing shoes that is worth $200? I mean, think about that. For some, you may say, okay, but I'm able to afford that, but are we really positioning our children? So today is a concluding part of the subject on authenticity. So how can parents model authenticity to their children? What can we do differently that will properly position them in life? You don't put yourself down as a parent in front of your children, no matter what. Don't look at yourself and tell yourself, oh, I'm a failure. Nothing ever works right. Don't ever let your children see you putting yourself down. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Could be your physical exercise. I mean, I started working out. I honestly feel better now than I ever was. And that's just because I told myself I needed to make some lifestyle modification. But make sure you take care of yourself. Live your best life. Love yourself the way you are. If you don't love yourself, who do you expect that will love you? So, for instance, a parent who is in the habit of doing procedures, you're doing your facelift, boobs adjustment, a child may look at that parent and assume that the parent really doesn't love themselves and will want to make themselves look better. So it's easy for that child to emulate such an act when they become an adult. Now, be realistic. Don't pretend to be who you are not. Live within your means. Especially these days, social media, you see all kinds of things happening on social media platform. And when I speak to parents that are within my circle, I always emphasize on the importance of being who you are. Don't try somebody can accept you or like you and feel that you're living a certain kind of life. Meanwhile, you know you are not. Don't pretend. Live within your means. Provide for the needs of your children and not for all their wants. I mean, I can talk about this part all day long. What does that look like? You, as parents, we have to demarcate what's a need, what's a want. So, for instance, kids are going back to school now, and it's school season. We're gonna be buying their outfits, their uniforms. That's a need. They need that. So we can definitely invest in that. A want could be a child desiring an expensive shoe, an expensive um, shoe, or a handbag, or book bag, or whatever thing it is. So we must keep it within their wants, or their needs rather, not their wants. And for parents, please and please and please, what does, let's say, a 10-year-old child have wearing shoes that is worth $200? I mean, think about that. For some, you may say, okay, but I'm able to afford that. But are we really positioning our children in such a manner that many years from now that they will be able to, because if we starting them off at $200 with for a shoe, when they actually grow, let's assume that the shoes are now costing maybe twice or three times that. And if they don't earn that much to be able to afford a $600 shoe, are we doing the right thing then? So let's pretty much help our kids. Now, teach your children. We have to teach our children to be content with what they have. Teach them to be content with what they have. I have when my oldest was younger, we'll go somewhere, and Everything she sees at the store is, I want, I want, I want. I'm like, no, that you want does not mean I'm going to get it for you. Daddy's not going to get it for you. We will prioritize. It's not everything you see that you should want. Learn to be content. I mean, we had those conversations that now she probably can sing it as a song. And that actually reminds me when I was growing up, there's a song that we used to say, and I think it's a poem. It says, I am content with what I have, little be it or much. But we have to honestly teach our children on being content with what they have. And lastly, let me mention this. Physical things do not define who we are. Whether we have an expensive shoe, expensive car, an expensive house, it doesn't. Have you ever seen rich people that are still really sad on the inside? It's to let us know as humans that physical things will never make us feel better. We have to learn to embrace ourselves the way we are. When we learn to embrace ourselves the way we are as parents, we will definitely properly position our children to also learn to accept themselves the way they are. It's such joy being with you. Please like, subscribe, and share this podcast to other parents and those parents or people within a circle that intend to be parents in the future. Let's make a difference, positive difference in the life of our children, one day at a time. And as always, this is your host, Lydia Chua.